Julia, I'm 41 and I'm from Clifton Springs. My life was quite a mess before I met with the Salvation Army. A long time ago I was raped and I never pressed any charges back then, but now after meeting the Salvos and getting counselling, I feel I've got the strength to face this, and I've actually gone to the police and I've put down a report, an official report on what had happened, and I felt very elated doing it. It was a wonderful thing off my shoulders to do it. You know, I've really been blessed. You know, God's looked down on me when I was going through a difficult time, and he's actually put his hands on my shoulders and led me in the right direction. And the Salvation Army have been there, right there and then, all the time to help me through it all. The Salvation Army talk about Jesus, and it's something that I've experienced personally. And it's good to be a part of this community because of that, because they talk about God and Jesus and how to live a life like God and Jesus. And that's something that I aspire to live in my life. So I can see it in their lives, I can see they're living it in their lives, and that's something that I would like to live in my life as well.
We believe passionately that God is a God of redemption who can break the chains of darkness. And we sing songs like we've just sung before, "My chains are gone, I've been set free." If we sing those and don't believe it, they just mean nothing. They're just nice words written on a page that we can read and sing. But what makes those words so powerful is that we believe in a God who can break the chains of darkness and set people free. And the stories that we read in our Bibles, that we immerse ourselves over every day, are not just words that were written about nice people who lived a long time ago, but they are actually written so that we can use them as examples of a God who redeems us. Not just then, but today, and continues to redeem us. I want to start by introducing myself. My name is Di Hobbs. I am the core planting officer with my husband down on by Peter, who's down on the Bellarine Peninsula. Our youth group, which does include boys, are watching this live stream tonight. So I want to say hello, boys out there as well. They're also watching this. But they're watching that, they're like watching this so that they can encourage Julia. And secondly, I want to say, Julia, thank you for coming here tonight. I've spoken to a few people and they're like, I would never do that. I'll encourage you, but I would never do that. I said, well, next Graceworks.
Yeah, I don't know what I've agreed to.
You'll be great. I want to say thank you, honestly, for coming to do this tonight.
You're welcome.
And as I said, your story of redemption is amazing and touching, and it is a story that is, everybody's life is a journey. So this isn't the end, but we are celebrating what God has done in your life already. You've been with us on the Bellarine Peninsula for just over a year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that looked like before you came to us?
Oh, life was pretty terrible before I met the Salvos of God. I suffered from depression and anxiety, so I'm packing it up here. My life was pretty dark. I didn't like opening envelopes. I didn't like answering the phone. I kept all my shutters down. It was dark and I had no direction. I had no sense of community, and I didn't have a belief system. I had a wonderful family, which is something that I've been blessed with, but it was very dark and sad place to be in.
So what led you to seek out the Salvation Army?
Well, I found there needed to be something more in my life than the life that I was leading. I thought, surely this isn't all there is to it, and I couldn't keep on going, living in my own little world. You tend to go over things in your head when you spend too much time with yourself, and you become very self-absorbed. And I encountered the Salvation Army a few years ago when I did some rehabilitation with them. I was addicted to prescription tablets, and I encountered the Salvos then, and I thought, well, who better to volunteer with and to get out in the community as a Salvo. So I contacted the local Salvation Army and went from there.
So Julia has become a volunteer at one of our op shops that we've opened in Leopold, a very valuable volunteer, and we're pretty good at throwing people in at the deep end. So like day one, she becomes one of our managers. So she's brilliant. So we're good for self-confidence. So Julia, how do you think your life has changed since you became a part of the Salvation Army?
You know, I was thinking about this. I'd have to say the main word that I can think of to describe it is strength. I didn't have the strength to face any of the bad stuff that had happened to me. And with the help of the Salvation Army and God, I found a voice to the inner voice that was going on inside my heart to stand up and do something about something, seek some justice for something that had been done to me. It should never have been done, and it should never have been got away with, and it's affected me greatly, and yeah, going to the police was something that I had to do. I had no direction, and I needed to go to the police and report it and go from there.
And so how do you think life is going to look now that you've kind of discovered?
Rosie, I was thinking about it. When I went to the police and I was very nervous. When I went to the police and did my statement, when I got outside, my mum and dad came with me, which was wonderful. When I come outside, just for the first few hours after that, I felt intoxicated. I was very lightheaded.
By the Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean it like that. Gosh.
Just to clarify.
Like I just felt very light and cleansed, and it was a wonderful feeling to get it out there and finally said and done, and everything was asked. Like the policeman that I dealt with was truly wonderful and respectful, and he made it quite a simple journey for me, and the feeling I had after I had shared that was really wonderful, and I'm still feeling that way, that it's been a wonderful relief off my shoulders. And now I've got direction, I've got a sense of community, I've got a fellowship in the Salvation Army where I can go and be supported, and I've got God on my side, and you know, I wouldn't have got through it without God and the Salvation Army. I couldn't have done it without the two of them. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story tonight. You know, I think one of the benefits of travelling with people was that you see kind of a bit of their journey, and from where you're sitting, you'll just see a snapshot of this wonderful person. But the person that came to us a year ago could hardly lift her head, would never have thought about being able to sit on a platform and speak to you great people. It's good that the lights are down a little bit. It was Pete who kind of broached it and said there'll probably be a couple of hundred people there. I said, you didn't even tell me that.
Yeah, 50 people, that'll be all right.
But we want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And, you know, one of the things I want to point out is that I've said that God is a God of redemption and a God of justice, and we love that about Him, and of love, of grace, of peace, of holiness, of righteousness. But one of the songs that comes back to my life, my mind quite often, is "Life is a journey, long is the road," and this is just a snapshot of your journey that is going to continue in your life of Christ, and I want to encourage you in that. and all of us, because we're on a journey together.
Yeah. And if anyone's ever afraid to speak up about something like this that's ever happened to them, try and do it, and get the support of your family and your friends to do it, because it is a truly wonderful feeling to go through it and make the statement. And